Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to a new game of StarCraft II Heart of the Swarm. Now today I have a little bit of a something else because this is a game that I casted recently. It's a really sick one. This was played for the Aces ROG tournament that I casted together with Pewee Dude, and this is definitely one of the better games. Now this is a game between probably two of the best Zerg vs Zerg players of all time. Like both Startale Life, who spawned in the top right corner of Yeonsu alley. Startale Life is a ridiculously good Zerg vs Zerg player, okay? He is one of these players that is absolutely superb at this matchup, as well as the other ones, but you know, I would call Zerg vs Zerg his, definitely like his best matchup. Now his opponent for this game is going to be someone who is basically known for his Zerg vs Zerg. It is going to be none other than evil Geniuses Jaedong. Those players, they could have well been like the first Zerg and the second Zerg. Like they are extremely hard to call. This is Zerg vs Zerg, so it's a really exciting matchup. And this is a game that I actually casted previously already, but a really good one. And I was actually thinking of covering this game in a video and actually figure out exactly what the build order for either player is. So if you're interested in me actually doing that, so making a Zerg vs Zerg tutorial on either build order, please let me know in the comment section below if you would like me to do that, because this game is really freaking awesome. Anyway, what we will see right here, it looks like EG.JD is going to be opening up with the hatchery first, and so is Startale Life right here, going for the hatchery on the low ground right now. Now keep in mind, this game is played very recently, it's only a couple of days old, so this is definitely one of these games that, you know, it's really current and really up to date to the current meta game. Like the meta game in StarCraft II and Zerg vs Zerg and whatnot can change quite rapidly, so this is definitely a build that you can still copy, definitely nowadays, and at the very least for the very, you know, for that very least, like the next couple of months. So there we go. Now Jae-Dong opening up with a spawning pool right there, and we can actually see the spawning pool going down for Startale Life as well. As you can see, it looks like Startale Life actually waited for one more drone right there, a slight little difference, and he also goes for a bit of an earlier gas geyser than Jae-Dong will. Or will Jae-Dong? That's the real question right now. What we will see out of Jae-Dong is actually a pretty cool build order. It's one of these builds that a lot of Zerg players tend to favor nowadays. It's a gasless opener with a lot of queens and with a spine crawler on the low ground. Soon he will actually pull a drone to the low ground, there it's already going, and he's gonna put that down right there while producing as quickly as he can 4 queens. And usually in the early part of the game you can stay safe with everything. But here the big thing is happening. This overload right here by Startale Life, what can we see right now? Now, he's gonna fly in. It is Yeonsu, so it's a pretty, you know, pretty easy scoutable map. He's gonna fly in, check this gas, guys. Okay, he knows that one is not up. He knows this one, okay, it's not up either. So Startale Life right now is completely aware that Jae-Dong opened up with a really tricky build. And what do we see out of him? This is a really cool build order, and this is the one that I would like to cover right now. It's a specific one that works very well versus a gasless opener from your opponent. So right now, Life is aware that Jae-Dong is going for this specific build right now. And he knows, okay, my opponent is going for gasless. I know that I don't need to worry about much aggression at all. I know there's not gonna be like a slow Zergling push or whatever. So I'ma just pretend, you know, these Zerglings are kind of unnecessary. I'ma just pretend that I know exactly what my opponent, or that I'm not completely sure what my opponent is up to. And I'm just gonna make these Zerglings to trick my opponent into thinking exactly that. So Jae-Dong right now is just playing pretty standard, but meanwhile we already see the +1 attack being researched right now. Now the reason that Startale Life goes for a +1 attack right now, as well as a Roach Warren follow-up right now, by the way, as well, but the reason why Startale Life goes for a +1 attack is because Roaches versus Zerglings usually take 3 asset shots to actually take down a Zergling. Whenever they don't have an attack upgrade, however, once they get the +1 missile attack right now, which is what Startale Life is researching, they will actually be able to 2-shot Zerglings instead of 3-shot. Basically just making the Roaches about 50% more effective versus Zerglings, and that is obviously an extremely huge part of the early game ZVZ. So as you can see, he stopped droning for the time being. He's getting his +1 attack right now, getting an overlord out as well, and he's saving up on minerals and a whole lot of drones right now. And what is he gonna go for? Well, Life is gonna make a ton of roaches right now. 8 in production. And when we take a look at the base of Jae-Dong, well, what is happening right now? He's just taking his double gas. He's getting a lair right now, which is the standard follow-up. He's getting more gases up, so it looks like he's gonna transition into a standard game with double upgrades, right? Getting the double Evo chamber, getting a spine crawler on the low ground right there as well. So he's playing it really safely and really standardly right now for the early game. Getting a Roach Warren up right now, but meanwhile, what do we see from Life? Life has already decided that he wants to go for a couple of roaches while droning up behind this, and I absolutely love this build from Life right now. On the ladder, especially if you're like a little bit higher in the ladder rankings, maybe like Platinum to maybe to even Grandmasters, once you analyze your opponent is going for this build, the gasless opener from Jae-Dong, you might be able to put this up right now, and as you can see, Startale Life will be able to get into the main base right now. Even though there was a little bit of sloppy positioning on Jae-Dong's side, he will be able to take out tons and tons of drones right now. Let's take a look at the Workers Lost tab. It is going to go up and up and up, and this is really, obviously Startale Life made a pretty big investment, but behind this, he's just making drones. Look at this. He's getting a third base up as a follow-up. He is getting a lair up as a follow-up, and meanwhile these roaches are still going to town in the main base right now. He's dealing tons and tons of damage at the cost of 8 roaches. Plus one attack obviously finished up already, which means these Zerglings are gonna go down really fast. And I absolutely love this build right now. So if you would like me to do a video on this specific transition that Startale Life does, let me know in the comment section below, right below that like button, because I would love to cover this right now. Now a smart little move right there by Jae-Dong, actually blocking the base right there, giving the queens a little bit of time to target fire once more right there, and the spine crawler a little bit more space as well. But at this point, if you take a look at the income tab, that is the big factor right now. We see that the lair is going up, we see the third base is finishing up, and we see 10 more drones for Startale Life. Now the tricky part for Jae-Dong at this point in the game is that Jae-Dong doesn't really know what his opponent is gonna follow it up with. He's gonna have to make these couple of roaches right now, just in case there's gonna be more stuff incoming. He needs to delay his own third base, just because, you know, he doesn't know whether or not there's more roaches coming. And here we go, Startale Life decided to make a couple more. These were actually meant defensively, most likely, but he's gonna try and push out with them. And what do these do? Well, they are delaying the third hatchery right now. This hatchery is likely not gonna go up for a little while longer, just because Life has a couple of roaches out once more. And right now he started this big transition into a whole lot of them. He started the +1 armor right now. He's starting roach speed as well, which means he can go for a pretty big timing push as soon as roach speed finishes up. So here we do see a little bit of scouting going on for Jae-Dong, but Startale Life is in firm control of this game so far. If you take a look at income once more, he's at 54 drones, which is most of the time the most these pro gamers really go for. Like the very most is like 65, but usually between 55 and 60 is really the amount that they go for. And Startale Life just having a superb game right here. Even though Jae-Dong is gonna try and transition eventually into this third base, he's just super far behind. If you take a look at the supply count right here at the bottom of the screen, it is currently 133 for Life versus only 93 for Jae-Dong right now, and Jae-Dong smells it. There's gonna be a ton of roaches moving out right now. There's actually so many out right now that it's gonna be even hard to stop this little push right now. +1 armor finished up on these roaches as well, and this is just a subliminally, so is that even, I don't even know if it's a word, but this is just an extremely well executed timing push, basically with 2 stages to it from Startale Life, where he just manages to quite easily overrun his opponent right now. Now the roaches of EG.JD have this similar upgrades right now, but as you can see, sometimes StarCraft II is just a numbers game, and that is exactly what happened. Life managed to just deal tons and tons of damage. He will be able to clean up his opponent, and GG will be called very shortly from EG.JD. So once more, if you're interested in me covering this exact build, let me know in the comment section right below the like button, and I will try my best to do so. Well, thank you guys all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! The one thing you need to do to actually get to Platinum League is better Queen Injects. Honestly, Queen Injects are absolutely crucial.